Good evening, everyone. Today I'd like to talk a little bit about this drawing in which a turtle is talking to a bird and proclaiming that this is art. So often in art and stuff, people it's basically a common theme where someone's trying to say that try to argue that something is a certain thing. I was reading an article in this really interesting book. Well, most of the book I actually haven't read yet, but it's a quite large book called The Art of the Century. I was reading this article it's actually an excerpt from Kazimir Malevich's From Cubism to Suprematism. He's best known for this painting called the Black Square on White. And I'd like to read quickly his excerpt. All past and recent painting before suprematism, as sculpture, verbal art, music, has been subjugated by shapes of nature, waiting to be liberated, to speak in its own language, independent of reason, common sense, logic, philosophy, psychology, laws of causality, and technological changes. It was a babel in the world of art. The art of painting, the art of sculpture, the verbal art were until now a camel loaded with a jumble of odalisques, Egyptian and Persian emperors, Salomes, princes, princesses, with their beloved mutts, hunts, and lewdness of Venuses. Up to now, there have been no pictorial attempts, proper that is, without constant recourse to reality. Painting was a necktie on the starched shirt of a gentleman and a pink corset stretched over the inflated abdomen of a fat lady. Painting is the aesthetic side of the object, but it has never been original, has never been its own goal. Paintings were examining magistrates, police officers, who wrote out assorted reports on spoiled merchandise, on thefts, on murders, and on bums. Paintings were also attorneys, happy storytellers of anecdotes, psychologists, botanists, zoologists, archaeologists, engineers. But there were no creative painters. There was no painting constituting its own goal. There was no creation. Painting a composition showing a debauched woman cannot be called creation. Nor is it possible to see the idealization in Greek statues as creation, for there was only a desire to improve the subjective me. That's interesting. Well, nor can we consider as creation the paintings that have an excessiveness of real shapes, icon paintings by Giotto, Gauguin, nor mere copies of nature. Creation exists only where paintings present shapes that take nothing from what has been created in nature, but which proceed from pictorial matter, neither repeating nor modifying the original forms of nature's objects. So it's kind of interesting that, it's interesting that that's taken in history, I guess, is an important step in the history of art. I understand how it's an interesting concept that's I understand how people can. Well, anyway, it kind of inspired me to draw this painting. This is art. This creature's proclaiming to another, this is art, and then question marks kind of as to what that really means. And obviously here there's some, it differs from person to person. Oh, and quickly I wanted to say, yes, I'll put this Lord of the Rings, someone asked about this. I had taken it off of an earlier offer. This is the Lord of the Rings statue I'll put in the description. It is the Risk board for Lord of the Rings from the year 2003.